Great. So,
Do you have any sound that did you share sound? Mhm.
um, that wasn't working either, but I do have some sound here a little bit.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, shouldn't be too loud. Look, I just went through all of this with my sister, so all right, everybody.
Okay. Now, Davida, you're not going to play the music behind, are you?
No, just a little bit. This is just the intro.
Okay.
All
I'm
right,
only
so
saying that because YouTube won't let us post it if there's music on there. Just letting you
all right. All right. Let's
know.
not do music. Let's not do music then.
I got
Woo!
caught like that.
They do too much, man. They do too
I
much.
know.
All righty. I am actually trying to get to my mouse won't even go over there, but I'm gonna try it. Hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. You guys, thank you for bearing with me. My name is Davida, Davida Janique, and I am one of the I guess the original people who came together. We came together, I think, October 2020, something around then, but I've been around for a while. And oftentimes, I try to give some input and talk to my sisters in Christ about just different things, such as Tashawn, Lori. I mean, a lot of us, Lakeisha, and things like that. So I was asked to talk about beauty and makeup because that's what I love to do. So I'm going to introduce you guys a little bit to me. Um, Here it is. These are some photos of yours truly at work because I'm always at work. But I am one of 9 girls, and we are all different. I mean, my sisters range in age from 72. I'm 46, and then the youngest is 44. And we are athletic, sporty, glamorous, um, very, I don't know what I could say about that. Just they don't care about makeup or attracting anything. But it's 9 of us, and we've learned to grow up together and enjoy each other. Two of my aunts were cosmetologists, and so during the summers, I was always the one who wanted to go and spend time with them. One aunt was a makeup artist, Larita Tay, she mentioned is her name, and then the other, and she's deceased. And then my other aunt, Pat Thomas, and she is a hairstylist. And so I spent a lot of time over my summers, and I just found that I really enjoy doing things with my hair and my nails and my makeup and things. And it's carried me through life because when I would experiment on myself, um, my girlfriends would say, "Can you do mine like that?" or whatever. And I just paint on their face. I love to do that. So, you know, applying makeup and doing hair and just experimenting with different things with my clothing, it's like art to me. And I love art and I love color. So, all my single ladies, I'm assuming that everybody in this group today is a single woman, whether you are divorced, whether you are in your mid 30s or 40s, never been married, as myself. But we all have that desire to meet a man, a godly man. And the point of this presentation today is so that we realize, there are things that we could do to attract that man to us. And that's by taking our God given beauty, our God given talents, and applying them in a way that that man would see us. Um, and it's not just for him, it's really for you. And if you feel good about yourself, then that beauty will shine through and someone will take notice. um, I think that I'm very fortunate in the fact that I was raised in such a large family because, again, I'm one of nine girls, but it's actually 13 of us. It's nine girls and four boys. So I got a lot of feedback too from my brothers and my sisters. We ran the house and everything, but our brothers would kind of tell us what they like about girls too and what they don't like. So we had the inside scoop. Um, and often, like I see women now, if you're not raised in a family where there's a lot of females and stuff, we're catty because we're in competition with each other. But why are we in competition with each other? Really, it has to do with a man. That's really what it is. You know um and we don't have to be, especially not in the body of Christ, because he made us all very unique, very different. And that is for a reason, because different men like different things. So all my single ladies, I just want you to be I'm happy to see y'all here today, and I just want you to celebrate in the fact that we have a sisterhood here. Not to uh, not to ostracize our brothers, because I think aside from Sean and JL, there might be some other brothers on here right now. So let's go right into it. Okay, our overview is taken right from the book. It says, "Do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry, or the clothing that you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, which is with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. For this is how the holy women who hoped in God used to adorn themselves, by submitting to their own husbands, as Sarah obeyed Abraham in calling him Lord. And you are her children if you do good and do not fear anything that is frightening." All right, so y'all know I love the Word of God. I read pretty much a scripture daily. All right, and this particular Bible is the Study Bible for women. It's a Home and Christian Standard Bible. I love it because the Word is amplified and it talks about things that might appeal to the mind and heart of a woman. So this Bible breaks it actually down. This scripture right here, I want to say something. It says that we should adorn ourselves with the hidden person of the heart, which is having a beautiful, gentle, and quiet spirit, which God in God's sight is very precious. When you break this potent word down, you know what it doesn't say? It doesn't say it's precious in man's sight. Not that it's not precious, but guess what? They can't see it. They cannot see that gentle and quiet spirit. They got to be drawn in by something that they can see with their flesh, their eyes. And so that is what we're going to talk about, because in addition to having a gentle and quiet spirit, there has to be something about us that would attract a man to us. So there's that word beauty. What is beautiful, right? Beauty isn't just external. Beauty is internal. That's what the word of God talks about. Okay? But attractiveness is a different word. Okay? So you can attract someone and not necessarily meet that standard of beauty that God says is beautiful, or that the world says is beautiful. It all depends on what you're using to attract. So, like I said, this word here, I love it because it's very succinct in that it says which in God's sight is very precious. It does not say in man's sight, because he won't see those things until later, after he sees the external beauty. Because then it says, "For this is how the holy women who hoped in God used to adorn themselves, by submitting to their own husbands." So the implication is that Sarah looked her part, or for some reason she was married already, and how she kept Abraham was with that gentle and quiet spirit. Okay, she attracted him. Maybe he liked the way she looked, maybe he liked the way that she worked. It was something that he saw with his eyes that he loved about her, but it was not that gentle and quiet spirit. It was actually that's beautiful in God's sight. So we'll get more into that as we go on. Oh, you know what? And I wanted to tell you too, that last part, it says, and you are her children if you do good and do not fear anything that is frightening. When I was reading, when I was reading that part there, it really imparted upon me like, why did God talk about, why did Peter talk about do not fear anything that is frightening? And it made me think that at that time of in history, women depended very much so on a man to provide for them. A woman that was not married was vulnerable. She may not have a place to live. She was living with family or something, and she did not have a sense of self, right? So that was very frightening to not have a man by your side. And it said, if you do good and do not fear anything that is frightening, you are a daughter, you are a daughter of Sarah. So I thought about what we do now because we don't want to be unmarried. We don't want to be left alone. Women do things because they're afraid of not being chosen rather. They do things to alter their bodies. Let's just keep it real. A lot of things we do to our bodies is not for us. It's because we want to be seen by a man. And don't be frightened because those things, those temporal things, those body enhancements, I'll say, those permanent body enhancements that can put you in a hospital, um, though they're not the most important thing. So I would just encourage women to accentuate what they have, but don't go overboard just for the attraction of another. All right, so that is our overview. Oh my gosh, here it goes again. Every time I let my mouse wander, it goes the wrong way. So bear with me, y'all. So I can try to get to the next one. Y'all still there with me? Somebody
We're
say something.
here.
Okay. Yeah, I was sorry. Every time I let this mouse wander, it goes over to the wrong side. Tashawn, are you able to here we go. Did y'all just see that blink?
Yes.
All right. I apologize. I usually don't have to use this that much. So I'm not an expert, but I just went through all of this. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
All right. So I did not have a model, but I used myself because, as you all know, the people that know me, my look changes over the years. Um, I actually work as in alternative education and I work as a mentor for young women, men too, but mostly the young ladies, they gravitate to me. And we talk about self image. Um, this relates to beauty because how you view yourself is how you internalize whether you are someone to be admired, to be adored, and to be looked upon as a thing of attractiveness or beauty. So I put these pictures here because my look changes. So right here, that middle picture, I'm actually I make wigs. So that's actually a wig. And I told you guys this was we were gonna really get into some things because I'm very transparent. So that's a wig. Um, the one to the left, that's also a wig, and then the one to the bottom, those are actually braids because I like to change my hairstyle a lot. Up to the far right, in 2019, I wore some. I had to shave my head. Let's just say this: I had to shave my head because I was experiencing some hair breakage. Right. So I have these pictures up here. Oh, and that's me when I broke up with Kanye. No, 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 I'm just joking. Um, I actually put that up there because Kim Kardashian, because she's the standard of beauty for a lot of people. A lot of young women, a lot of middle-aged women. She looks just so glamorous and things like that. But she is in the business of she's in that business where she's in the limelight all the time. But even she, this is not what she looks like every day. This is her when she's out in the limelight. She has extensions and she has a contour. Her face is beat. Her eyebrows are done. She got lip fillers in and some more. She has breast enhancements and things like that. And so um, the expectation for a woman of a godly woman is to enhance what you have, but you don't have to. I mean, we don't. Most of us don't work in the entertainment industry, so we don't have to be as glamorous. But just know that even then, um, even then, even if you did, this woman Kim Kardashian doesn't look like that all the time when she goes home. So you want to look like close to what you always look like. As you can see now, I have locks because for 10 years I had locks, and I just would braid them up because I know y'all are wondering, and then I would do my hair differently. So we could talk about that, or you can put something in the chat or something, and I might be able to answer it later. But again, your look changes. Okay, so reality check. Let's do the math. As we talked about your self image, how you view yourself. Okay, that's your idea of your abilities, what people see when they look at you. This is what you do, right? But is your self image equal to your self worth? Okay. Um, I would say it isn't. I would say it isn't because you can look like $1 million, but then you can act like 2 cents. And so, in order to be a woman of God who is beautiful, who is accentuating herself, there has to be, see, that's the difference between a worldly attractive woman and a godly attractive woman. We have to have that internal that goes along with the external. Okay, so I would say that self-image plus self-worth is what makes you priceless in the eyes of man and God. Okay, and as you can see, these are pictures of women. There was a selfie challenge y'all may know about, right? So there was Gal Gadot, when she's made up, Gal Gadot with her selfie, and you probably know Kiki Palmer. She has it's a dermatitis, it's like cystic acne, and so this is her selfie, right? Well, these women are just like us. They are just like us. But they just are in the limelight, and um, we have the same things. I mean, we might have acne. We might have to shave. We might like have to do things that accentuate what God has already given us, and that's no problem with that. But to have and hold on to what essentially makes you you is priceless. Okay. And I like the way that Kiki's makeup artist, she did her face very naturally, because that's what you want to achieve. I use these pictures purposefully because they're not overboard. And oftentimes we see people, they just go completely overboard, so that when you see them in person, their makeup is just, they don't look real. And I think that that is a deterrent to a lot of men. So where men and God agree. Physical attraction is not the most important aspect to be considered when looking for a husband, or wife for the guys who are here. But for starters, beauty. Would you say? Did somebody have a question?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Um, for starters, beauty should never be defined by the world, and what the world considers beautiful falls well below the standard of beauty described in Scripture. It's also temporal, and it comes and goes with the times. The beauty we exhibit should be timeless, and true beauty shines through from a woman who loves God Even the men who are living a worldly lifestyle are attracted to and want a godly woman. And that's definitely that's definitely true because we use our hair, we use our eyes, we use our smile, or our body movements, all as attraction points in life. And you're going to attract all kinds of men. Um, but as far as keeping them, the Bible says in Proverbs 30:31, charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who loves the Lord is to be praised. So even though we're going to be adding things to our external, the internal is what makes the beauty so lasting. Okay. Okay. So I have some stuff here. Let's go to body types because we talked a little bit about faces and makeup, and we're going to get more into that. But the best you is classy, stylish, and pleased with what God has given you. It is accepting of your best and worst traits. You celebrate your uniqueness. Confidence is beautiful. Okay, so me, I will be transparent. I'll talk about me. I'm a tall woman. I'm almost 6 foot. I'm full figured. There was a time where this was not in. Now it's a trend, but what's more important though is that I feel good in my own skin. Okay, because whether I'm popular today or hot today and not tomorrow, I have to be confident in how I was built, and I have to work on my fitness. And just like anybody else, just like my sisters are both slim, but guess what? We all got to work on what we have been blessed to have, and we have to be healthy internally and externally. So if that means I got to eat a little bit less or walk a little bit more, then that's okay, because I want to be comfortable in my own skin. And sex appeal. I mean, your body, of course, men are very attracted to a woman's shape. So that's why I have the body types here, because we have sex appeal. And God knew that. He knew that when He made us all these different shapes and all these different complexions and races and different hair textures and eye color. He did this because He loves variety, but He also realized that in addition to the internal, we are made of flesh and that people are drawn to what they see. So as a woman of God, you got to know the power of your sex appeal, but you only want to utilize that to attract a man that you desire. So maybe you just want to attract a man that look good just like you. But if you know, like I know, sometimes everything that glitters is not gold. So you want to make sure what you're putting out there is to attract exactly what you want. So apparel, I know you guys are probably reading ahead. Do wear clothes that look nice on you, not on the runway. Oftentimes, when I work with young women, they are wearing things that they see in magazines or they see on their phone. It doesn't translate very well in real life. Um, don't wear something that is on trend just because it's hot right now. Be a classy type because you'll be timeless. Go with some women are athletic. They don't like color. I love color. So I could wear just about anything, or you give me a color, I'm going to work it. But some people are athletic. Many of my sisters, they like muted tones. They only wear mauve, tan, black, things like that. And that's beautiful too. I mean, I love that too. So don't go outside of who you are. Know who you are and work that. Do accentuate your best features. Okay, if you are top heavy, like my model right here in the center, she had a nice decollage there. She should wear something that would be becoming. And then it says, do not dress provocatively, then become upset if assumptions are made about what or who you represent. and do wear a smile daily. Um, I want to go back to that thing about the dressing provocatively thing, because oftentimes, like, we want to be seen, and so we might wear something that is a little more revealing. But the thing is about that is everybody could see, right? You can wear something that's flattering for your figure, but to just let it all hang out, which we see it all the time when we talk about those women, it's you're attracting the wrong type of attention. That's what people are doing. So just as long as you're comfortable, if that's what you want, okay. But like, if you know you're a very voluptuous woman and you go out and you want to wear your workout gear to the grocery store, you might get some cat calls and stuff. And that's disrespectful for the man. But I think sometimes when you wear, like when I wear that suit that looks good on me, I know they're gonna be looking. That's why I wore it. So so if that's what you are aiming to do, then okay. But if that's not what you're aiming to do, just be cognizant of that. And just wear things that look good on your shape. Not because everything doesn't. And that's why I had that model there. She's a full figured tall woman, and she has a nice shape, but that doesn't translate well to real life at work, because I could see her brassiere. So let's get into the makeup tips, because I know that's what some of you came to hear. Um, I love makeup. I do on occasion, like I do people's makeup for pictures. Like I said, my aunt was a cosmetologist. She was a makeup artist. She taught me all of her tricks before she passed away, and I love her for that. At a very young age, I was in my 20s when she passed away. So, face, skin preparation, do prep at night and in the morning, depending on the season. You're going to use a light moisturizer, okay? Because you want to prep your surface. Your face is a canvas, just like a painting, okay? And you want to present that painting. So the first thing you got to do is you got to prep your canvas. So that could be washing it with something, just soap and water. Although I don't think you should just use regular soap. There are things for the face. There are things for the face that you can use. I personally, my skin is pretty normal, but once a month, say from around on a cycle, because your hormones change a little bit, your skin might get a little oily or whatever, you might have to use something different. So I use a product with salicylic acid in it to keep those eruptions from coming up. Full face coverage, do use a color that matches your skin tone in natural light. So the funny thing is about that is that when you go to the Sephora counter or Ulta or wherever you go to get makeup, oftentimes department store, they got this the light is they're not near a window. It's artificial light. So you have to almost buy the color for your coverage, and then you go home and you find out, okay, it doesn't match well. Okay, so you do have to do that, a little trial and error, but I would encourage you, when you do go home and try that color, get in front of a mirror that's near a window so that it can match. Because yeah, I know you all have seen when our sisters have had like one color face and then their neck is a different color. They didn't do it a natural light. um, brows, define your brows. They frame the entire face. Okay, this is like a picture canvas. Your brows are your frame on your face. So that's very important. If you have to pluck them a little bit, I have sparse brows, so I get to pencil mine in. But some of my sisters, you have beautiful, beautiful full brows, and you have to pluck them a little bit. Only pluck from the bottoms though. So, um, yeah. And then eyes, different palettes, lips, have fun with the shades and finishes. It's so funny because some you do it for you, but again, we are beautifying ourselves to attract the opposite sex. Some men don't like mattes like Jay. um, um, and some people Just don't like the feeling, because matte lipstick, you have to moisturize your lips, maybe put some Vaseline on it first, because it can get a little harsh. Or just use like a shimmer, or some lip gloss. And then closing out this screen, I just want to say, for contouring, because I know it is a trendy thing, do not do a full face contour for everyday wear. I can't stress that enough, because people, we see magazines, we see people in the limelight and things like that, and we're like, we want to look like that. But understand, they're in the entertainment industry. It does not translate well every day when you're walking up at work and you're meeting somebody, and that man may see you and he might compliment you on your beauty and on your face. But say that that relationship were to progress, you look different without makeup. It's such a big, stark difference. You want to stay as close to what God gave you as possible, okay? Because ultimately, that man wants you never to change. It's so funny. I heard that before. We want them to change. We marry them to change, and they marry us hoping we'll never change. So so give them the real and show them the real you. Um, okay. All righty. So I put some pictures here to give y'all an example. This is me, and this is my family. I'm sorry, these are my parents. Remember I told you I had average genes? This is my mommy and my daddy. And I put these pictures here for a reason, because I say the healthy you is mentally, physically, and emotionally balanced. Is spiritually aligned with God's word and his will for your life, and is drama free, happy, and grateful for every day. Those things internally, they will make you happy. Those things right there make your spirit happy. Okay. And I guarantee you, when you have that light, a man of God who is looking, who has that light inside of him, naturally his spirit will be attracted to your spirit, right? Okay. So that's the healthy you. We're going to work on the internal first, right? But then the external, you can then accentuate and enhance that. I have these specific pictures up here because I want to show you. The one of me on the left, on the top, that's me without any makeup. Okay, I was out with my sisters at the grocery store. The one of me on the right at the top, I actually am wearing makeup, and I contoured my nose. So I don't know if y'all can see the difference or not. And you can always chime in or whatever, but I can see the difference, and it's a natural contour without going completely like overboard. I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube showing women how to contour their faces and things. It takes me a maximum of 10 minutes a day to do my face. Um, and so yeah, these are these two people here. That's who I look like. And y'all can do a poll at the end and tell me which one y'all think I look like more. I want to hear this. And then the bottom picture, surprisingly, gentlemen, I actually have on makeup there too, but that is a more natural look. And it looks like women, we do this thing, where we have a natural face too. So there's a contrast there. All right, so we're wrapping it up now. Um, I just want you all to know that beauty, because this was about Beauty 101, it's about personal grooming and makeup application, but beauty is more than skin deep. Okay. There are ways in which we can enhance ourselves that are not just external at all. Okay. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, with our different shapes, our different heights, our different shapes and weights and sizes, and complexions and smiles, all of those things, men like different women, and women like different things about men. So never feel like you have to hold up a standard that is so far from who God created you to be, that you're killing yourself and you're hurting yourself and you're putting your health on the line just to meet it. Okay? Because When you are yourself, when you're confident in that, when you are rocking what God has given you, you might be slim, okay, and have a beautiful smile. You might be shapely, you know. Maybe you don't have long hair or something like that. That's okay. Whatever it is about you, there is a man out here. I have learned from having 9 sisters that will love it. Okay, so you will be beautiful to him, and you will attract him. But it's up to us to be integrated fully in mind, body, and spirit to attract our mates that God has for us. um, this is something, this is a bonus, you guys, because I know we were initially supposed to be talking about makeup and things, but the bonus is that your mind, do you have the mind of Christ? Okay. Do you look to give more than you take? That's an enhancement. It's not a BBL. It's not eyelashes. It's not nails. It's not lipstick, but it's an enhancement. Okay, because there are men who are attracted to women who can make a biscuit. No, I'm just joking. But there are men out here who are attracted to women who can serve them. Okay, just like we have men. Does he do things that I feel like he would cater to me? That is an enhancement to your beauty. Your body, work on that temple that God has given you to the best of your ability. We have things going on. We have genetics. We have hormonal imbalances because we're human. This body is temporal. Okay, but while we're here, exercise, drink lots of water, keep drama and stress out your life, cut tobacco and cut back on tobacco or possibly drinking. These things age you. I mean, it's scientific and we know it. And I would encourage you to really pull on the word of God to just really focus on beautifying that temple. Okay. Because when we take this temple and we treat it terribly, what's we grieve the Holy Spirit that's within us. All right. And then lastly, do you possess the fruits of the spirit? That's what Galatians 5:22, I think. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. This, my sisters, is an enhancement all day long. When we go out here, we want to be chosen. We want to be that woman that he wants to come home to. Do I possess love? Do I possess joy? Do I possess peace? Am I peace? Do I have patience? Which actually, patience is not actually, the word is forbearance in New King James Version. The word is forbearance. King James Version is forbearance. Forbearance, see, this is, I think, NIV. Forbearance is patience under stress. Forbearance means basically when somebody is getting on your last nerves, when they grating your nerves, are you able to love them despite their faults? And as a woman who wants to be a wife, do you already possess that fruit of the spirit? Because naturally, when you join with a man, he is going to do something that gets on your last nerves. But we do, I mean, we do that too. We get on their last nerves too. But we're not focusing on that right now today. But yeah, the word is forbearance, basically forgiving and being so patient to a point that you give somebody grace because you know you need that same grace and God has extended that same grace to you. So while we're waiting, while we're beautifying ourselves, I think that we should enhance ourselves as well with these fruits of the Spirit. All right. The point of it all is that the attractiveness of a man should be that which comes from within, man or woman. The most obvious example of this is that the Bible says that Jesus had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. and nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. That's in Isaiah. Yet the beauty of his grace shone forth from within him to all who truly knew him. So, first, they talk about in Isaiah about his external. They said that Jesus, he was a man. He was a man. There wasn't nothing about him. He looked just like the other regional men in his area, but there was something about his heart. And that's what say people who truly knew him felt that he was beautiful. So we ought to be the same way. And in Samuel, it says, do not consider his appearance or his height. The Lord does not look at the things that people look at, but people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So I challenge you as my sisters in Christ that in addition to our makeup, our personal grooming, our countenance, and how we carry ourselves, to also never lose sight of the fact that these internal things that people can't see when they work with us on a job or when they see us at church or whatever, they can't see those things, but when you rub lives with them, that internal beauty will definitely shine through. Ooh, all right. Well, that concludes my presentation today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It's an open forum now. So thank you. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen, okay?
Thank you, Davida. That was great.
All right.
That was great. So why did you skip the last part though? The FAQs and the
I thought I was running over. Do y'all want to know? Okay, so look, I can read
wait
them
a
to you.
minute, running over Davida. Like, are come on now. Running over what?
I thought I was running over the time. Okay, look. Okay, I'm gonna pull it back up. Let me pull it back up. Lord have
Does
mercy.
anyone have any questions for
Yeah,
Davida
because
or
I wasn't looking at the chat or anything. I was hoping the moderator, Miss Tajan, was doing that.
yes, I was. And
Thank you.
I haven't there's been no votes yet on who you look more like, but I'll be the first to say that you look more like your father to me. I believe Nina said that you're a blend of the of both.
Thank you. I say my daddy. I have my mother's complexion, but I look like my father, right?
Yes. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah.
I said, y'all, everybody told you look like your mom. I said, no, I do not. I look like my father. I have his smile. He has a gap too.
So Davida, where do you buy your products or do you just kind of go to different places?
Okay, so I mentioned I go to Ulta and I get them from Amazon. Sometimes if I'm out at the mall with my sister or like it is a mall. It's like the outdoor mall, like the walking. I don't know how to explain that. Not the indoor mall, but like a plaza or something like that. They have a Ulta and they have a Sephora.
Mhm.
I'll stop in there. But I also go to my neighborhood Walgreens. And if I don't have, and that's where I try it. If I might try something and I say, oh, I like this, now I'll go get it off of Amazon. So when I tell you, I don't know if I didn't say it in the slide, you don't have to spend a lot of money to look your best. I know that all of us have different jobs, different incomes. And so whatever is comfortable for you to spend on what I call a beauty budget is great. But I personally, I mean, I could be making six figures, which I don't, but I still wouldn't spend a lot of money for those products because you don't have to. You can get I I skipped over it in this slide, but I only use about 10 cosmetics. Okay. Um it's so funny in Peter when it says the women who adorn themselves, don't adorn yourself with braided hair or jewelry, and it says talks about Sarah and how the women adorn themselves. That actual word in some Bible translations is how they beautified themselves. But when you do the Greek translation, it actually the Greek is ekosmos, right? Ekosmos. Doesn't that sound like cosmetic? That's where the word cosmetics comes from. To beautify yourself means to arrange yourself or put in order.
Mm.
And so think about it. We spend so much money on the beauty industry, but women in biblical times used coal, they used pigments. They didn't have the money that we have now, but they did things to dye their lips and stuff. So um I can even tell you for my eyes, y'all, I use Rimmel. Rimmel London has excellent pigment for eyes. That's why I had those pictures of my eyebrows and stuff, because all of my eye products are Rimmel, Rimmel. If y'all, and y'all can look it up, Rimmel London. It's a product line that's made in the UK, and it's in eyeshadow palettes are like $10, and that's 10 colors, and it's high pigment. So does that answer your question?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Y'all can take yourselves off mute.
Mhm.
Who is that? Christian? Hi, Christian. I think you were going to say something. I don't see any hands.
I have a question.
Oh, sure. Hi,
Um,
Alice.
s- Hi. So what about for your lips? What product line do you use for your lips? Because I want something that doesn't transfer to like the glass
Oh,
or anything.
man. Okay, I have two. So, first of all, what do you gravitate to for finishes? Like, do you like mattes? Do you like shimmers? Like satins, or you go for whatever. You switch it up.
I'm actually open. Usually I use like lip gloss, but that
Okay.
that does transfer. So I'm trying to
Right.
find something that would stay on.
Okay. So I have for lips I use Maybelline, um, Pat McGrath, and so Maybelline has two products that I use. Dang it, I thought I put it up here. Maybelline Ultimate, Ultimate, and so like ultimate, but Ultimate, Matte. It is an ultimate high pigmented matte lipstick. It does not budge. Okay. The thing is though with mattes, Um, you need to prep your lips with Vaseline. I'm old school. I don't do no extra. I do Vaseline. Just straight old petroleum jelly will do the job because mattes will dry your lips out. And so, in order for them to stay nice and soft and not cracked and everything, you always put on a Vaseline or petroleum jelly first, and then put the matte over. Okay. And believe it or not, it doesn't smudge. So like if you drink out of a glass or something like that, for some reason that Vaseline underneath, it doesn't make the matte it doesn't penetrate it. So you can do that. The other product I said was Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath has a satin lip that's going to transfer. Say if you drink out of a glass or something like that, but for everyday wear, like you can talk, you can be at work, you're going to have that Pat McGrath on all day. Okay, so it's not like it wears off over time. And then
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I would say, and I said Pat McGrath because you have other lipsticks. Like I also have Yves Saint Laurent. That definitely, if you take a drink out of a glass or you go like this or whatever, it's gonna be on your that Yves Saint Laurent is gonna be on your lip. And even MAC does that too. I have MAC lipsticks too, but the Pat McGrath is more resistant. Okay, and then the Ultimate, that's not coming off at all. Now I'm gonna tell you something about the Maybelline Ultimate. In Cosmo magazine, you got women, ladies of the night, and they say they don't come off either during any of their activities. I'm just telling y'all what the You said, I mean, that's what it said in Cosmo. I should not even be reading Cosmo anymore, but I do because they have the nice beauty tips.
So that's like that commercial for Samsonite luggage where they had the gorilla like banging it around. So it's like, okay, if it can
Exactly.
endure that type of abuse, then just drinking out of a
Exactly.
glass is not.
Exactly. So this lady, she was a worker, and she said, "This lipstick here, this Ultimate, it stays on for through everything. I mean, you could go like this, you could drink out of a cup. Ultimate does not come off. Okay, until oh, that's the thing. When you want to remove it, when you go home at night, you got to put Vaseline on top of the lip again, and then take a washcloth or take some tissue or some type of not yeah tissue or what is it, a cosmetic puff with some petroleum jelly and go like this to get it off because it's not coming off without having that moisture. Like you could, if you got in the shower and took a bath and washed your face with water in the shower, that would not come off. You need the petroleum jelly to get it off.
So Davida, what do you use to take your makeup off? Do you use like the cleansing wipes or what do you use?
Traveling, yes. Traveling, I just use Pond's. I use Pond's makeup remover. Like I know there's a lot of products out here, but again, this is a consumer society. You when you go to the hair store, you got so many products in there for skin and hair and makeup. When you go to Walgreens or CVS, you got so many products, but I actually still use the old ones that my parents used to use. My mother, my aunts used to use Pond's. I think somebody was saying something about Mary Kay. Where
Mm-hmm.
is it?
Sylvia.
There it is. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Oh, now I'm seeing all the chat. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, so when I come home from work or like when I'm about to get in the shower, I actually have um because it cuts through grease and grime, I use Castile soap. Okay. Y'all have probably heard of Dr. Bronner's, but you can also use any type of Castile soap. Walgreens has a brand of it and stuff because it's naturally occurring and it doesn't have a lot of dyes in it or chemicals in it. It's just natural. It's naturally occurring. So that's what I use. That's what I use to wash my face. Now, before you go to bed, though, you should use some type of moisturizer on your skin. Okay, like basically at night to prep it.
Okay. So we got
Okay.
a question, Davida, and this is a great question because I actually have this question too. I didn't think about it, so thank you
Okay.
for asking the question. What about a foundation that doesn't smudge or transfer?
Ooh, ooh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see that question. Now I see it. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Before I answer that, there's something here about Mary Kay. Mary Kay is a great line too. That's one of the greats. One of my sisters has been a Mary Kay professional for many years, and yes, they are good. I've moved away from them um, because I found something that works better for my skin and my tone. Now I know that Mary Kay has come a long way too, because back in the day, the colors were not always for us, or like sometimes a warmer skin tone. But I like what I use now, so. Oh, if I tell y'all the foundation I use, y'all gonna be like, what? This stuff is called Carla's Secret. Has anybody heard of Carla's Secret? Because it's
No.
a secret. That's why.
No, I haven't
But
heard about
it's
it.
a, it's Victoria is not the only one with secrets. Carla's Secret. So firstly, I don't use it. It's so nice. Carla's Secret. How can I explain this? Okay. Contour. It's a contour palette. Okay. But it has about 12 colors in there, including your yellow or your canary, your lavender. It has your mint because sometimes we have undertones, like we might have bags or we might have dark circles when we wake up under our eyes to neutralize that color. So Carla's Secret has a contouring palette that is supposed to be for concealer, contouring, and neutralizing. Okay. But you can use it as a foundation. Okay. And all you need is your makeup sponge. I thought I downloaded it to myself. That little eggy sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can use that, mix the colors. It does not it sets in your skin, and you can finish that off with a nice powder. Okay. For my powder, to go over it. And again, I don't do this every day. When I'm trying to look especially cute, if I know I'm having someone that had, like, I have to meet on, I deal with, even though I work in alternative studies, I actually manage their budget. And I work with students too, because the alternative studies, everybody kind of does crosses over and works with everybody. But I also meet with constituents, like for procurement and things. When I have somebody that's coming into my job that I have to meet with, then I might do a little bit extra. So I don't even wear powder every day with that Carla Secret. I wear just that as a foundation, and it doesn't smudge or anything. You can take a cloth or do whatever. You're not gonna see it. But if you really want to set it, I use it's true. I think it's True Radiance. They have a nice powder highlighting. No, it's called a bronzer palette, and it has a dark color. It has a mid color, and then it'll have a gold bronzer in it. Okay, so True Radiance, and you can either get the True Radiance light, medium, or dark palette. So the light palette has two lighter colors if you could be like maybe Caucasian or Asian or even fair skinned African American or Native American. I use the medium. Okay, and y'all see my complexion. And then there's also a darker one for our beautiful darker skinned sisters and everything like that too. But like I said, foundation has come a long way. I remember back in the day, Mary Kay, and I think it was Fashion Fair. Oh my goodness. I was playing in all of it because I just like to play with colors. But the colors now for our complexion, they have such a wide array. What's another one? I liked it for a while. Queen Latifah used to do the commercial for it. It was the True Match.
Was it
Y'all know
Maybelline?
what is it,
Or
y'all?
ah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Girl?
It was CoverGirl.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So CoverGirl is also, if you want to do a liquid foundation, you can, but I like the cream to matte. That's what Carla's Secret is. It's a cream to matte. You got some that are liquid to matte, I guess. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to work with it because sometimes it's a preference for me. It's a preference for me. I think it's messy. I would prefer to deal with a cream that goes to a matte, and they travel better too. The cream to matte.
Okay, you got some questions in the
Oh.
chat, so let me see.
Ah, Nina says she just found out about Carla's Secret. How do you
No, because
zoom?
I'm usually like I have been hearing about Rare Beauty and Patrick Tar and of course Rihanna,
Uh-huh.
Beauty. Those were like really high on the YouTubers,
Right, right. But you realize those YouTubers are getting compensated to use certain products too.
oh, they're pushing
So
sales.
They are pushing it, yes. And so me, I go the road less traveled because again, I have two sons. One of them is an adult. He's 26, and then I have a 10-year-old son. And so I ball on the budget all the time, and I'm just always looking for something new. Like, okay, what works? Just because something costs, you get a foundation that costs $50, you might find one for $10 or even $12 that works just as well. Okay. And so Carla's Secret, that palette is only like $15 and you can get it on Amazon. It's it's not like one of the large beauty icons like CoverGirl or Maybelline or anything that you see all the time. But again, you have to realize these are larger companies. They have to they have to charge you $50 for a lipstick to pay their overhead, you know? But these smaller companies have the same formulas. They have awesome hyperpigmented eyeshadows and lipsticks, and they can do the same thing. And this is what I also want to remind y'all: this stuff comes off at night. I mean, you gonna wash it off when you get home, and the goal is, because I want to be married. I want to have me a husband too. I I want him to be happy with me whether I have on makeup or not. And so I try not to go too far away from the real deal. Now, once he know the real deal, then it's okay to play with some colors and do some more inventive things, with makeup because he knows. But go with something that's more sheer but gives you great coverage as far as foundation and lipstick. Let me see. What does this say? Rosalind said, how do you zoom in fast on the right lipstick color? I get tired of buying lipstick, then not liking it when I get home and put it on. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you about this lipstick that I have on. I did not mention this sister when we were talking because she doesn't have any products on her website. But I have a girlfriend. She's up in Detroit. Her name is Shauna. Have any of you ever heard of Sarcastic Cosmetics? Because that's one of my girlfriends. Y'all heard of Sarcastic?
No.
No. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess because I'm always in makeup, the people I know and stuff, like I know people who make body butters and who make facial masks. Well, Shauna, she has a whole not a skincare, a whole makeup line called Sarcastic Cosmetics. Right now, she just had a sale, and she does not have any products on her website. She's a small she's a small company. She's married. She has a little daughter, and she's just trying to get her foot in the door, like like Fashion Fair and Pat McGrath. She's a black woman trying to make her mark. And so that's why I didn't mention it, because it's not like you're going to go to her website and just see like a Revlon website. Okay. And I just went on there the day before because I debated whether I was going to tell you about it. This color, this color, because her line is called Sarcastic Cosmetics. Tashawn, ask me what color my lipstick shade is that I'm wearing.
What shade lipstick are you wearing, Davida?
I don't know. The name of this shade of lipstick, Rosalind, is called I Don't Know. But it is a nude brown. Okay.
Okay, you got us.
Yes, it's called I Don't Know. She has a color that is a beautiful purple color. It is called His Favorite. So if you're talking to your sister friends and you're like, okay, what shade is that? I like that. It's his favorite. And that's what it is. So I thought it was very cool of her to create a line called Sarcastic Cosmetics, because that just shows how colorful we are as women. She has a color called Why You Wanna Know. Uh, it's one called That's My Business. So, it's a talking point. But if you check it out, like I said, she has some glosses there, but she used to have about 15 different highly pigmented, and she only makes mattes or glosses, so no shimmers and no satin lipstick. um if you go there right now, she probably only has about three colors because she just had a sale. They are typically $20 a pop, but they were on sale for $8 and she sold out.
Well, how do you figure out, Davida, though, what colors to choose for yourself as far as
So
it's just like you were mentioning with the foundation and the natural light and that type of thing. There's some
mhm,
lipstick colors that just aren't flattering. And at least
mhm.
it's pretty when you look at it, but then when you put it on, you're
Right,
like, yeah, not on
right.
me though.
Okay, right. So to Rosalind's question, and your question is really trial and error. I can tell you that we have different skin tones, undertones. Like we have either a warm or a cool um undertone under our skin, right? So you know how, okay, just like clothing, when we wear an outfit, you might get compliments that day. People like, yo, you look so nice, because it's something, and you realize every time you wear that certain outfit, you get compliments. Like that outfit might be blue, or that outfit might be orange or something like that. So you're like, okay, this is my color. I know this must be my color because people have noticed, right? So the underlying thing is, say your outfit is always orange, that you always get you get compliments in the orange. You probably might have a warm undertone for some reason, because your skin and that orange seem like a total package. So somehow people are complimenting you on you when you wear that color. Okay. So the first thing you want to know, and you can go by what you wear in clothing, or even, well, no, no, don't even think about the hair thing. That's a different thing we'll talk about. You'll know, okay, I have a warm undertone, or I have a cool undertone. You have shades and lipsticks that are warm or cool. Um, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure out how I could tell, because when I go in a store, I can tell whether it's warm or cool. Um, but again, it comes from trial and error. You might be able to tell as well when you go in a store. Okay, but try to go somewhere where you get a little bit of natural light or something, you know, and maybe if you're at a makeup counter, they have those lipsticks where you can swipe it, put it on your hand. Okay.
Okay, man, that's good because I don't put
Yeah, you don't want to
hand
do
out
that.
samples on my lips. So
No, 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 no,
that's a
no.
good
Don't put
idea.
that on your
Hand.
lip. Put it on your hand. Sometimes our skin tones, our face tone might be slightly lighter
Hmm.
than our hands. So just keep that in mind. But if it looks good on this right here, typically you'll like the way it looks on your face.
Red is the color
Okay.
that always draws attention to me when I notice when I wear red. Orange has too, but
Exactly.
red like nonstop.
Exactly. Well, I can see your thumbnail, and that's a good color for you. That's a nice red, and that's actually a warm red. Do you know what your thumbnail looks like, Rosalind?
Uh, yes, yes.
Yeah, that right there, that's a warm red right there. I see Chandra, her, like, I'm looking at thumbnail. Chandra, that's a cool red that she has on her picture. Jennifer, look, I'm looking at everybody's lips now. Jennifer got on a nice tinted lip gloss. Uh-huh. I love it. I'm telling you. If anybody say, "Can you do my makeup?" I'm like, "When?" You know. I love it. I'm doing my own makeup for my wedding. Now I probably should let somebody else do it, but I know my face, so I would like to do my own face. Let me see. Now
Now,
Carla's secret. Oh, somebody asked where to find it. Is the reason why you're not going to find it in a store is because it's makeup for stage. You can get it on Amazon. You can go to a theatrical website and you will find Carla's Secret. You're not going to find it necessarily in a beauty aisle at your Macy's or something like that. You're not going to find Carla's Secret there because it gives such great coverage. Like, do you know, like we do, we use you, especially I think in Atlanta, DC, Detroit, LA, all the major cities, you see our sisters faces are beat. And when I say sisters, I mean all of our sisters, white, black, Asian, Native American, everything. Faces are beat, they are contoured because I guess, you know, you're like, well, if somebody sees me, I want to look like a model. I want to look, but it's not really realistic. Well, that contouring comes from stage. It comes from theatrics. When long, long, long time ago, before there were women actresses back in Rome, men played the part of women. Okay, so now you're making me think about drag. You see how those men can give themselves a more chiseled look like a female by the use of contouring. That's for them because they're trying to um, become or make their more masculine faces look like a woman. Okay, we already have feminine features. We don't need as much contour as they do.
Hmm.
Okay, you can play up your cheekbones. You can make your chin look a little bit pointier, but not so heavy because in real life it looks overdone. If you're taking pictures, it's one thing, but in real life it looks completely unrealistic.
I was about to say, as you were speaking about Carla's Secret, I did go online and Google it, and I saw that it was these palettes, and I was going to mention to you, it's not for beginners because you know, you
You're
need to
mixing.
know your colors. You need to know how to mix to get that right look. That's not a beginner's palette at all. It is a more advanced uh
It is. It has 12
person who's
colors.
more.
It is,
Mm-hmm.
but so in that case, remember how I was talking about the cover girl, how they have the true to I think it's called true to tone. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, y'all hear me? Y'all, okay. The sound went out for a second. I think it's called True to Tone or True to Fit or whatever. I can't remember. For beginners, I would start there. Okay. And just look at that. But Carla's Secret, once you know your color, you can blend and it's okay. You're gonna mess up sometimes. But again, you're gonna do this. What I would suggest you do, you could get a foundation that's pre-mixed. Okay. Which is great, but all of us have all these different uh
Gradations.
we have freckles, we have spots, we have all our skin is like different. And so I recommended Carla's Secret because once you get that down pat, like I'm wearing it now, but you don't see a difference between and I don't have any foundation here at all. you know. So on the weekends, like just like we go to the hair salon, we make an appointment at the hair salon. Make an appointment at home to have a beauty session with yourself. Give yourself an hour to play with the Carla's Secret or even a different palette. But I like Carla's Secret. And when I tell you, it doesn't take me more than 10 minutes to do my face every morning for work. Okay. Um, at first, Carla's Secret might have taken me because I play with it like maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And I say, oh no, that's not right. But I found the two that I mix out of that to make me my exact skin complexion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
There's
gonna say
out
I
of,
didn't
out of
think
that 12 palette,
I
you
thought
only
that
probably need
was
two.
I thought that was your skin. Uh, I did not know you had makeup on. I mean, I could see the eyeshadow and a little bit of lip color, but I really did not know until you just said you had something
Mhm.
on your
That's what it's
face.
supposed to do.
So,
Oh goodness.
Davida,
Huh? Hold on, I see some more.
well, I was just gonna say, I don't know if it's Kira or Kyra, but she raised her hand and she's got the next question. So I don't know if you want to just come off mute or you would just if that's the question you were raising your hand for.
Yeah, come
But
off mute.
Yeah, thank you for this workshop today. It's very insightful. And then, of course, having like the biblical perspective with it. But I've been having issues with like finding concealer. Like I've tried Temu, I've tried Walgreens, I've tried different places. Do you have any suggestions maybe for like just like a good coverage concealer that's at a drugstore, definitely budget friendly?
Hmm. Oh gosh, a concealer. So that's another thing. Like I said, I am Carla's Secret all the way. It's actually a concealer palette. Okay, but you can use it full face. That's what I have on. But it's a very light, like you can make it very thick or you can make it very, very thin. Okay, and that is on Amazon for about $10. But if you go to like a CVS or Walgreens, um, the line that I like is True Radiance. They have a nice coverage and they have the cream. I'm sorry, not the cream. They have the liquid and then they have that powder that you put over top of it to set it. Okay. So does that answer your question? Like you want something that's budget friendly that you can just walk in the store today and get? Okay. All right. Let's say to answer the question. Let me see. It says Sonara. Oh, CC Winans using her the throne video. Exactly. Okay. So look, so she's talking about Sylvia's talking about CC Winans. Right. Those women, they are in the limelight all the time. They're under cameras, you sweating. I mean, those lights are hot. I used to do a little bit of acting and singing and stuff. And I'm telling you, you gotta use powder. And they also do takes because that makeup and they also do like airbrushing and stuff. But we are we are not in that industry as much as far as I know. So all of that on your skin at some time you have to let it breathe. And there was one time, there was one of the slides that I was talking about Kiki Palmer, and you see how she has some blemishes and things like that. I always wonder because I know she suffers with that. Does she ever give her skin a chance to breathe? Our skin is an organ. All the makeup, all the products that we put on it are being absorbed. Okay, they mess with us internally and then they project right on back out. And so I thank God because I don't have to work and be up in the limelight like that all the time. And I actually, when I'm home, I get to let my skin breathe a little bit. Um, I think I glossed over it too, right around that part about drinking water and our diet. Our diet, something that we don't always like to talk about, but I'm gonna tell you something, ladies. What we eat, what you eat, if you eat a lot of red meat, because I've done the study on myself as well as my two sisters. I actually had two of my sisters in a picture with me, and all three of us had on no makeup. One is 44, I'm 46, and my sister is 53, and we all look the same. But we don't. One thing I tell you what, we don't eat red meat, and don't drink, and we don't smoke. Drinking, when I say I don't drink, let me stop. I probably have 3 glasses of wine a year. And that's just because that's right around the holidays, December or whatever. I could drink more, but I just don't. But I do have people that I know who drink more or who smoke, and their skin, it takes on a duller hue. And so that's just, I think, just to say that whatever we internalize, somehow it projects itself right outside of our skin.
So Davida, you got, I'm gonna try to catch you up because we got
Thank you.
questions
Because I'm
piling
like,
up. So Shanara asked
oh,
about
the true
the
radiant.
foundation minted.
Oh,
She said, what are
true.
your thoughts on
It's black. It's black radiance. Sorry. Kyra said, is it true radiance? Is that different than Black Radiance? Let me see. Let me
She's
see.
asking if the brand or if what are your thoughts about the brand minted or using a stick for foundation?
I don't know anything about the brand Mented or a stick. I've
What about
only
foundation sticks? You've never used any type of okay.
nope, nope. I've never used that. I've only used cream or liquid foundation. All right.
Okay, so Sylvia asked,
Yeah.
well, she said, I love the cream to powder with Mary Kay or mousse from Maybelline that has a powder finish. Have you
I'm
used
sorry.
any of those?
I'm looking. Who said that? Because this
Sylvia,
is scrolling.
I'm looking up the questions about Black Radiance.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you do that because I'm trying to read too. Go ahead, read it to me, Tashawn. Thank you.
She said, I love the cream to powder from Mary Kay or the mousse from Maybelline that has a powder finish. Have you used either of those?
Yep, I've used the mousse. I've used that Maybelline mousse. I haven't used Mary Kay in many years, and not knocking it at all. But I don't go to my sister, or I don't have a representative that I go to. So I just, if I want something, I just go into the Walgreens. It's right across the street. But yes, that mousse to powder is very nice. Oh my gosh. And it keeps down these formulas that they come up with, it keeps down on the shine. So something to also remember, when I said that I use 10 cosmetics, I actually have a colder month and a win and a warmer month's foundation. So when in the summertime, go with that, like that mousse to powder is good because it cuts down when you're sweating and you're shining and stuff like that. But in the winter months, when you have the wind and you have colder weather that's whipping and chafing your skin and stuff, you could go with a cream because it almost acts like a barrier and a protectant to your skin.
Okay.
Mhm.
What about the brand
L'Oreal is
NARS?
good.
What about the brand NARS, Davida? NARS.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've never used it. I've never purchased it. The brands that I purchase, I'll write them down because I don't have that many. Lipsticks, Pat McGrath, Maybelline, Ultimate. Y'all want me to type it in here?
And so while you're typing that, it looks like it's Black Radiance, Davida. I don't see
Yeah, it's Black
other
Radiance.
ones. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I actually have a Black Radiance lipstick that, because I don't really wear makeup, it's lasted a long time. I probably shouldn't have kept it as long as I have, but it's still holding up.
It's a regular, it's a cream or a satin.
It's
Like when
I
you
want
rub
to
it, it
say,
comes right off.
yeah,
It's a cream, probably.
yeah.
Hmm.
And we got a question on whether or not you have a site for your wigs.
Oh no, I do not. I do not have time. No, I just make them for myself. So let me share with you guys something that's very personal. So my mom, my mother, and both of my beautiful parents are deceased, right? So my mom had alopecia, and it's in my family. Okay, there's nothing I can do about it. I suffer from it. My siblings suffer from it. We started to thin. When I was in my 20s, I had very thick hair. When I was about 25, I should say, since I was a kid up into my 20s, I had very thick hair. No, my sisters didn't even want to do my hair because it was a headache, and we didn't get perms and stuff like that. Nobody wanted to do my hair. But when I had my first son when I was 19, and I noticed during my pregnancy my hair was shedding. So when I had him, I was 20. I noticed a little bit of shedding or whatever. I knew about my mother. I knew about my aunts. But I was like, well, I have my dad's genes too, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, my hair is not, I thought maybe I had a bad perm or whatever. So I just started keeping up on my hair care. Well, when I was about 25, I got a whole patch of my hair, and it was like a little bald patch in the back. I mean, it was just like, it seemed like the hair would not grow in that little patch. So I was like, okay, so I have alopecia. So I knew from talking to my mom and stuff that going along the line that my hair was going to be something that I said, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and do braids and rock whatever hairstyles, because woman, we're raised to know our hair is our crown and stuff. But I'm thankful because I already knew what was coming down the line. So I said, well, that's why I wore wigs. Even when I had longer hair, I would braid it up, put crochets in, or I would put braids in it or something like that. As I've gotten older, it has thinned. My hair grows very long, but it's not as thick as it used to be. Like my locks. So let me explain. So in 2005, I started locking my hair. And then I had locks for 10 years. When I moved to Baltimore in 2015, I cut my locks. And 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. I let it grow out as a natural. I wore braids because I've never been defined by how my hair looks. My friends know, oh man, Davida could wake up. She might have a curly fro on. They don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. Well, I bought some braiding hair and it was shipped from China. I installed it. I had these beautiful long faux locks. They were red. When I went to go take these things out 6 weeks later, my hair came out with them. Apparently, there was a chemical that was spilt on that hair, and that
Mm.
it was never should have been sold in the store.
Oh, wow.
And I cried, y'all. I cried because my hair was such a mess. I had to shave my head. That's why you saw that picture in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I didn't really go into it on the picture, but because of my alopecia, there are parts in my hair where like it doesn't grow uniformly, so it's lighter in some parts, and so I probably wore it outside the house like that with a cap on for like 2 weeks, let it grow out or something like that, because I was not confident in myself wearing my hair naturally like that. So since that time, you guys, I joined CSC in 2020. Since that time, y'all have seen that the hair changes. My natural hair grows out. I braid it up because now, even though it grows long, it's thinner. It's just that's just my genetics. It was in July of this year. I said, you know what? This is me, and I am going to reinstall my locks. I kept them. So I took my natural hair that was already grown out, and I crocheted my locks that I've had for the last 10 years back into my head. And so when I came to work, I'm sorry, when my staff and my students came back to work this year, they said, Miss Potts, you got locks? I said, yes. I said, we didn't know you had locks. I said, uh-huh. They said, is it your hair? I said, it is. The white people still confused. They're like, what? I said, it's black girl magic. But the wigs, I just so to answer your question, I don't do it. I'm not a wig maker. I'm not a wig maker for anybody, but it was something I said, let me try my hand at, and it turned out really well. So, and the great thing about it is when I made the wig, I can braid my locks up. So I have fine hair. You know how some people have locks and they have thick hair and it just I've always had that type of fine hair that doesn't hold a curl.
Mm.
Okay, so my locks just lay flat. Like I'd have to put so much product in my hair to get it to spiral. I got to heat set it and everything. So because I have the fine hair that I do, when I braid my locks, I can flat braid them, wrap them, and then I can wear a wig and you would never know.
Hmm.
Now if I had thicker hair, I couldn't get away with it, but I can do it. So that just, to my point, work with what God has given you. If you have that hair, my best girlfriend has what I call beautiful African hair. Her hair is 4C, and she hates it. And I said, I would love to have hair like that because it has so much body, you know?
Yeah.
My other girlfriend, she wears wigs every day. She's older, she's in her 60s, and she took a picture of herself at home. She has a beautiful silver short afro. Because she's like, I don't like the gray. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about what you are comfortable with.
Yeah.
And
Beginning of your
don't ever
presentation, Davida,
um
the beginning of your presentation where you talked about accepting and embracing your own beauty. Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So you got another question here about how do you keep foundation plus or minus powder from cracking? Um, Carter says when applied, it looks fine initially, and then later there's cracks or lumps or irregularities.
In the foundation, it you might need to change your formula, because remember, these foundations, in addition to having a color pigment, they are chemicals. Everybody can't Different chemicals interact with your chemistry differently. So some people can wear a certain thing, some people cannot, just like a deodorant. Okay, deodorant uh, chemistry might work on somebody, but for somebody else, they look. Some people might need to wear a degree. Some people wear secret. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. It's chemical. So if it's cracking on you, it's probably because you have an oily skin tone or you have a dry skin tone. Like, you just have fun with it. Just take your time, and that's why I say don't invest a whole lot of money on these foundations and stuff until you're like, okay, if I have to go and pay that $25 for I don't know, like a Revlon or a more high end one, because that's what works for my skin, then that's what you splurge on. you know you don't have to be El Cheapo or anything like that. Just go and work with what works for your skin. For me, I don't. I literally use Carla's Secret and the Black Radiance. Matter of fact, let me look it up, because, like I said, I just Googled it. Because once I find out what I like, and I get it from the Walgreens, I don't like to shop, y'all. So I go and I order it, and it's a little bit cheaper off of Amazon. There it is. There it is. It is. It's the Black Radiance True Complexion. That's what it's called. Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. Let me put that in the chat.
And I think what you're saying to me is important about like what the cause of it to be caking or cracking is, whether it's the amount or the mixture.
Yeah.
And I'm only speaking up because, as Davida knows, makeup is not something that I've done most of my life. I just
Mm-hmm.
recently, like last year, bought and started wearing foundation at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even own any.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know if my face is drier, like for some reason I didn't get enough water, it shows up in my face first. And
Yeah.
so what I'll do, I put very light foundation on because I have freckles, and so it's very obvious if I have it on, unless I try to conceal them all, which is, going a whole other direction. But what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of Vaseline in the spots that I know are dry after I
Yeah.
put everything on, just to, because Vaseline is not a moisturizer. It actually,
It's a
um,
protectant.
yeah, it seals in moisture. So if
Right.
if your skin is dry, it's not going to make it moist. It's going to prevent moisture from coming in. So you need to
Right.
moisturize your face first, then
Right.
put on whatever you're going to put on. But in preferably if you have drier skin, use a moisturizing product, but then you put the Vaseline to like hold the moisture in so that your face doesn't dry over the course of the day, and that will cause the cracking because your face is going to get drier over the course of the day. So I put the Vaseline on top of it to like hold the like, okay, it's nice and moist and plump right now. I'm gonna put this
Exactly.
in to hold it in.
Yep. Yep. And it also, the skin, the dermis has, like, under microscope, you have these little pits where your pores are and things like that. When you put that moisturizer or any type of protectant, it actually fills in those little pockets that you have in your face. And so when you put the foundation on or the concealer on over that, it's a clean canvas. It's a flat canvas as opposed to the little pockets, that those little minuscule pockets that you have on your face. And I like what Tashawn said, and I said in the slides too, about us being beautiful and attractive. She has beautiful freckles. I have a few freckles across here. And I make it a point not to cover them, because you know what? That man doesn't try. He might like freckles. He might like freckles. He might like that mole you got right there. You don't know. Okay? Because that's the face he's going to wake up to every morning. So try not to cover it. I've seen some beautiful models on YouTube doing that, their faces, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she does look pretty with the makeup on, but like all her freckles are gone, you know? And just different things about you. I know sometimes we try to make our noses slimmer. Um, your nose is your nose. That's one of the first things that people see when they look at you, and it is defining. Why cover it? If you want it to bring more definition to it, bring it more, like maybe you were in a car accident, or maybe you have a little crook in it or whatever. Use that contour and that foundation maybe to straighten it, because symmetrical faces are considered to be more attractive. But don't take a nice, beautiful, wide nose and then try to make it so small. And it does, you're actually working against yourself. Work with what you have. And there are things that you can do to maybe detract from it. Say if you don't like, you have a pointy nose or something like that. There are things you can do with your eyes and your lips to detract from that. You might have, like I said, you might have been in a car accident. You might have a scar. That makes me think of my girl. Queen Latifah has a scar, and my girl Mary J. Blige. And you notice even in Sanaa Lathan, they don't cover that scar. They're in movies, they're in film, because that is uniquely her. And so I think it's beautiful, because it's almost a reminder. I'm sure that when they sit in these chairs getting their makeup and their hair done, um, in the beginning they probably said, Do you want us to cover that? No, I don't want you to cover that. That's me, you know. And so I just want and hope, like I said, I work with young ladies, and they are still developing themselves. Um, I want them to be confident in who they are. I tell them all the time in the mentoring sessions. I say, here you are trying to look like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj doesn't even look like Nicki Minaj. You're trying to look like something that's not even real. Okay. So in the end, what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to be? Once you center yourself and find out who you are, then you can experiment and see what you want to project to the world. Okay. Um, and realize that if you come in there with these clothes on, showing all your assets, and again, I'm not talking to y'all, but I'm telling you what I tell the young ladies. If you're showing all your assets, and their faces beat, and they got the eyelashes up to here and everything, understand, if that's what got that man, you gotta have to maintain it to keep him. Okay, every day when you wake up, all those little selfies. This guy told me that. This guy told me um, that a woman, we have dating sites, because now we're in the age of online dating and stuff. and we have these filters on our selfies, and the filters can give you blush. They can put lipstick on you. Have you seen? I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh. The guy told me sometimes you got the little diamonds to show your face is shining, and the butterflies. He said, and guess what? When I see her, she better have all them hearts and butterflies around her face too.
Oh man. So,
So, I mean, I have been online dating myself. And one thing that the gentleman that I have met will tell me, they say you look exactly like your pictures. And so just, that's, I think that we should do that. Um,
so
and
Davida,
just,
oh
huh?
sorry.
Go
No,
ahead. No,
I was just gonna say, you have a question about regrowing eyebrow hairs, like
sparse eyebrow
sparse
tails.
eyebrow, and concealing dark circles.
Oh, I see that. How do you say
Yes,
it?
that question is for me.
Tanaja?
Yes,
Tanawa?
Tanawaja.
Tanawa.
Tanawa.
Yes, Tanawaja.
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 Oh, I got it. I got it.
Okay,
Tanawaja. Oh,
let me
that's
tell you that.
pretty.
So like, okay,
I got
I
those.
okay, it's really the tail is really sparse. I mean, is there some kind of mixture you can do for that? And then, like, I don't even know how to apply concealer or that foundation. But is there something you can put under
Oh, I see. I
dark
see what
spots?
you're talking
Because I have
about.
freckles, and
I do
I
see
like
your
my
face.
skin.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like my skin. I just, it's sometimes it's dark here. So is there something I can put under
What do you
there?
want to okay. So, under eye concealer. Um the one that you can get from the department store or Sephora or Ulta, like it's the same as foundation. You just want to go with one that matches your skin tone. But like I said, and who was it who said Carla's Secret is not a beginner palette? It's not bad, but they have things to balance, to neutralize. Like if you have dark circles
Mhm.
and things like that, that you can put, because think, okay, so say if you're very fair skinned, like say if you were a white woman or something like that, and you had those dark circles, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, okay, that's blue. How can I neutralize that blue? Or maybe it's pink or whatever. You would put the green over the pink, right? But she said that's too much. So if you go to the if you go to like a department store or something like that, you can go get a concealer. It's a little stick, and just it looks like a lip gloss, and just dot one, two, three. I don't use a lot of tools. I use the old fashioned ones. These right here. I
The
use my
finger.
fingers.
Okay. So
Three dots. One, two, three. Blend it.
mm,
Okay, look at it again. If you
okay.
need some more, go ahead and put a little more. And especially if you're, because you said you like your skin, so you don't want to wear maybe a full face of coverage. You just
No,
want
I don't.
something here.
Right.
Yeah. So go with, like some people go with a concealer that's lighter. Go with a concealer that's your color,
So concealer. Is there
because
something?
you want it to blend into here.
Okay.
Okay, you want it to be a gradual blending. And I should clarify, when I said that I was wearing foundation, I only wear foundation right across here, because as I get older, I do get a little darker here, because I work too much and I don't sleep enough. But I do. I don't wear it anywhere else, just right across here.
Okay.
Okay. As far as eyebrows, my eyebrows are just like yours. They are sparse. So I use either Maybelline. Maybelline has a I think it's called, no. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I use. It's called Brow This Way. It is by it's by Rimmel. Remember I was telling you all my eye products are by Rimmel London? Eyebrow, an eyebrow pencil. and it's the kind that you twist to pull up. And now for an eyebrow pencil, it's about $9. Um, it'll last you probably a good 3 months. And I use a medium brown. Okay.
Okay. But okay, Davida, there's no way to regrow eyebrow hair. There's
Well, eyebrow hair is just like your regular hair. So what I use, because again, I'm sparse because of the alopecia, like, but where my hair grows, it grows long. I use Jamaican black castor oil and rosemary oil. Okay,
what
so
is consistency?
I'm assuming it will work on eyebrows. I never worried about it too much because I just draw mine in. Like I have eyebrows here. I take my spoolie, I brush them, but my tails are like 3 or 4 hairs. You know?
Right. No,
So
I get
yeah,
you.
but again, if you do it in a way that looks natural, people always ask me, how do you do your eyebrows? And I tell them, um, my guidelines, and I've been doing this many years, but again, it'll take practice. Your guidelines are the outside of your eyes. That's where your art should be. I'm in front of this camera, but see these arches? When I'm looking straight into my mirror, when I'm looking straight into my mirror, these are where the outside of my eyes are. That's where I do my arch. And then I take it back down. And I would encourage you, just 10 Saturday morning, one day when you're not doing anything, you don't even have to be going anywhere. Just go say, okay, I got my makeup kit right here, and just have fun. Be the little girl and used to play with dolls, and just say, I'm gonna work this out. I'm gonna make myself up today. And then you go wash it off. But you don't have to go anywhere, or you can run to the grocery store, you know. But just play with it and don't be afraid to experiment with it. And you might find that you surprise yourself. You don't have to be a makeup artist. You start to realize this is a canvas, and this is what you know it. Like, I know my face. I know what works for me, and I know what doesn't, but it took trial and error. Oh my goodness. I gotta tell y'all a quick story. I didn't put it on here because I have a lot of pictures. So I wear all kinds of lipsticks. I wear blue, I have a gray, I have a black lipstick, green lipstick. But because I'm grown, I don't wear it everywhere. But like for Halloween, because I have students and they get to dress up and everything, that's when I get to do a little something too. So I have a dark blue, it's not black, but it looks very dark brownish, like a brownish purple blackberry. And I wore it. And my coworkers was like, Miss Potts, that's a different color, you know? I mean, these people, but meanwhile, we got people in there with teachers with blue and pink hair. But anyway, I was like, this is just a little lipstick. I mean, they wear their hair like that every day. But yeah, so the thing is, I toned it down because I am a very colorful person and I just love experimenting, but I realize that there's a time and place for everything. So you might not wear that bright red, at work or at church or something, but you might have a date night with your hubby. You better wear that lipstick. They like red. So yeah, that's when you get to really be expressive. And even as far as, like I said, sometimes I do tribal stuff. Like if I'm going to an art show here, we have open markets a lot of the times in Baltimore City. That's where I reside. I'm actually from DC, but there is a very prominent artistic district here. And so I like that because when I go, you might feel I might put some white lines here. I've done the white dots here and stuff like that. And it's me getting to tap into that African queen that I think that we all have, but again, I can only do it when I go to the festival. I don't do that every day, you know. But I mean, if you want to do it, hey, I wouldn't knock it. Other ways that you could accent. jewelry, head wraps, eyeglasses. I mean, every woman is not a they don't like makeup. They don't like that much color. Let me see. What do I see down here? So you could play it up with some other things. What were you gonna say, Tiffany?
I was just gonna add that if you
Mm-hmm.
feel really uncomfortable, like how I was, I mean, my older sister, she was like Davida. I mean, she was doing all of that stuff, and I was throwing on some overalls and some high top gym shoes and going on to school. So, um, being a frugal person, one of the things that I did was the beauty colleges, they're teaching their students how to do makeup and all that stuff. And you're not trying to become a cosmetologist,
Right.
but they do need people to practice on. And if you go, you can learn from them. You just, you ask them because they're gonna pick things that fit your complexion. They're gonna, address the things that you're saying that you feel like need to be addressed. And they can tell you, okay, well, I'm putting this on because this is going to do this for you. This is how you do this. I mean, they have actual classes that you could take too, but that costs more money than if you just, go and have them
Oh
do your face and
my
ask
goodness.
questions. Sometimes they have free demonstrations like at Mac and different places like that because they want you to buy the stuff. So they'll do your face for free and then you can actually see what is complimentary and things like that to say, oh, I'm going to buy this or and again, you ask questions while they're doing it and they'll tell you the things that like, this is how you can get this in. But the main thing is that it's tailored to you because they're doing your face. They can't, make it general because they're trying to make you look your best. And so you get a lot more detail about you specifically and what you can do
Right.
for little to no money. I mean, you have to go buy, the product, but I mean, when I went to prom, I went to the mall and I had them do
You
my
had them do
face
their
at the
face.
at the makeup counter. That's how frugal I am. So
Right. I'm with you. Yep.
so
Yep.
that's an option if you're just really feeling like, okay, I've tried so many things that didn't work, or I'm not sure what's going on. And I mean, I go to the spa college to get my massages and all of that stuff all the time, and they do a great job. I mean, and they're learning, yes, but they also have the instructors there. So if you feel like you need more, they're there and they can tell you. And because of the volume of different people that come through there, they get a lot of variety to be able to give you information than if they were just, kind of working on a person at a time or whatever, because they are, it's a whole school. And so they get all kinds. So
Right.
that's the option for you to just get, more information.
Right.
Um, you
I
got some more questions, Davida,
I
in the
do.
chat. So there's a question about a setting spray. Do you use a setting spray for your makeup?
Sometimes. Sometimes, and I can't even remember what the name. I think it's called Photo Finish, and I think it is Maybelline again.
Okay.
I know the bigger words say Photo Finish on it, but it does work. I'll tell you, like if you're going out, if you have something, I mean, if you want to go on a date, or if you're going to a function, like I said, I don't do the setting spray every day when I go to work. But if you're going to something where you might not have an opportunity to check your makeup for a while or something, that Photo Finish matte spray, you can get a dewy spray, or you can get like a matte spray, um, and it works. So I don't, like I said, I gotta look it up and see, but I know it's called Photo Finish.
Okay.
Where do you see that? I don't even see that one.
That one was sent directly to me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Like I
That
don't
was
see that.
fine. Yeah.
And then let's see. And Jennifer said Maybelline foundation. Yep, I use a lot of the Maybelline, their lipstick. And like I said, I think that setting spray I use is by Maybelline as well. L'Oreal is good. They've been doing it for a long time. I just don't use a lot of it. And like I also am a very frugal person. Coming from such a large family, we learned. I mean, there was not a lot of money to go around, so we had to be very creative when it came to everything. And think about it. My dad had 9 girls. Like girls, we cost money, clothes and hair. So we had to do each other's hair. It was almost like we did go to the hair salon. We would get a what they call, I don't even know if they do it anymore, like a hot oil treatment. We used to get hot oil treatments, get our hair pressed and stuff like that. But I that was like maybe once a year because it was like, okay, I can send y'all 3 this time. And then like 3 months later, the other 3 would but that's just to say, because we wanted to look good as girls, we learned to do it for each other. We learned to do each other's nails because we were like, we got to keep this thing up, okay? Just because it's not my turn, I'm trying to look good. So so that was a blessing. And I think that even if you don't come from that family structure, as sisters in Christ, we ought to be able to do that with each other, just have a beauty appointment and stuff like that. Like, okay, let's do this today, let's try this out. I used to braid, but again, it's because I had to learn how to do it because I could not afford to always go. Y'all, man, y'all pay like 150, $200 for braids. Oh my gosh. It is worth it because it looks beautiful, but I would not be able to do it all the time, so I had to come up with different ways to style my hair that I could afford to do. And yeah, that's it. What else do I want to tell y'all? Oh, I thought about, not only do we have different things like Tashawn, she doesn't wear a lot of makeup, but and I'm accustomed to seeing her face just like that. But if she were to add some makeup or something like that, think about like our men and the man that we want to attract. They like their eyes to be they like new. They like new. So even though she looks beautiful like that, if she were to like put on something, he'd be like, "Oh, she doing a little something different today," because it sparks their interest. And so it's nothing wrong with that. Every woman in the Bible, Esther was known for her beauty. Okay. Um, oh my goodness, Song of Solomon. Oh my, that's a whole nother topic we can talk about, how he explicitly talks about his desire for that woman, the Shulamite woman, which by the way, the Bible says, she says, I am dark like the tents of Kedar in Song of Solomon. And the thing is, there's been some speculation like, okay, what was a Shulamite woman? Was she black? People say, was she black? Because there are some translations of the Bible that says, when it says, I am dark like the tents of Kedar, that she was a black woman. But based on the region in the Bible that took place in, and that was Shunem, she was more than likely olive skin tone, which would be like my tone or Tajan's tone. She was not fair skin like a Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra. She was not that. Okay. But when it says I am dark like the tints of Kedar, remember Solomon wrote this song because he thought that she was beautiful. It was actually talking about the fact that she worked in the sun. She was a woman who was not cared for, and that she had to, she said my own vineyards. I got it right here because I love this word, y'all. uh it's Song of Solomon. Shoot, give me a second. I was in Peter. Oh, Song of Solomon. Here we go. mm, mm, mm. Yeah, anybody know what it is? Let me see. Conditioner for eyebrows. Oh, I thought somebody was telling me where to find it. I know it's in Song of Solomon, where she said I had to tend my, my mother's vineyards, yet my own work went unattended. Y'all know where I'm talking about?
1:5 is.
Oh, thank you.
Which
Oh,
one?
there it is. There it is. There it is. It is 1-5. I'm dark like the tents of Kedar, yet lovely like the curtains of Solomon. Do not stare at me because I am dark. She's actually talking to, the Song of Solomon was him speaking and her, and then this chorus of men and women, these maidens. And so at this point, she's talking to the maiden. She said, do not stare at me because I'm dark, for the sun has gazed on me. My mother's sons were angry with me. They made me a keeper of the vineyards. I have not kept my own vineyard. And I just thought that that's such a beautiful passage, but it's also very potent because um, she was a working woman. A lot of us are not homemakers. We are out here. So it's kind of hard. It can be a challenge to maintain our beauty because we're not thinking about that. we try to do other things and we kind of put that on the back burner. But if our heart of hearts, if our desire is to be our best selves and to also be available should the opportunity arise where you meet a man, a godly man that you would like to be with, you need to have those tools that you can pull out and say, I would like him to notice me. Okay, I'm doing my thing. I'm working. I'm in school right now or something like that. But I would like some companionship. And there are a lot of women out here he could be looking at. But I would like to do something to accentuate myself. And so that's what I relate that to because at that time, again, she's saying she's dark because women in that time, if you had dark skin, it looked like you were working outside. A lot of those other women had fair skin, light skin that was not it wasn't kissed by the sun. It wasn't it you could tell the difference between a woman who had to work and a woman who was well kept, basically is what I'm trying to say. And so even in that, Solomon thought she was beautiful. He could not wait to get with her. I mean, if you go into this thing right here, which is something we did at my church because we were talking about marital love and sex. This thing is erotic, but but he talks about her teeth, being like doves and how we envision doves to be white, you know, looking like a fresh shave, what do you say, a shorn sheep and everything like that. Like she was just gleaming to him. He said, your cheeks are beautiful with jewelry, your neck with this necklace. We will make you gold jewelry for you, accented with silver. And so all of those things that like I talked about in the PowerPoint, accentuating, you can wear jewelry. I know that the Bible in First Peter, it says, do not adorn yourselves with the braiding of hair and gold jewelry. But again, don't take it out of context. The context is that should not be where your inmost beauty comes from. But there's nothing wrong with accentuating what God has given you, you know. And he liked it. Solomon definitely loved it. Okay, he couldn't wait. He said his desire was for her. And so beauty is her name. And y'all are the beauties. Be that beauty. When you walk by him every day, don't make me sing the song by Drew here. I mean, that's why I picked this song because, here we are going about our business and stuff. You have no idea who might be scoping you out, you
Mhm.
know? Even just do a little something. You got to go to the grocery store. You go on errands with your sister or your mother or whatever. Do a little something, you know? So anybody else have any other questions or anything you want to add that I might have forgotten?
Mhm.
I see Jenny. Jenny said the conditioner. Yep, that's true. Yeah, y'all. That let me see. Yeah, there are a lot of great suggestions in here, and some of them I have not tried. I could only tell you what I've used for myself. Um, and it's working. It's working for me. Honestly, I meet someone pretty often, and that's not me being boastful, but I meet men all the time. But it's just like some of them are just not the type of man that I would want to be with. And that just speaks to the fact that there are men out here living in the street, or they just look. I live in Baltimore. It's some hood rats over here. So, let me stop. Hold on one second. Come on in, Riley. Come on. I'm on video. Hi, good morning. That's my 10-year-old, y'all. Sorry. Riley, I'm on a video.
Hi, Riley.
Morning, Mom.
Hi, honey. Hi. All right, I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Okay. All right, bye-bye. Take your cat with you.
Dutchie. This is Dutchie.
Oh my gosh. All right, both of y'all get out. I'm sorry. That's back to real life out there. But yeah, sometimes you meet them. But that just says, like, even if you will meet men, and when you have that inner, like, who you are, what God created you to be, you are confident, okay, God, you gave me an assignment on this earth, and I'm working this thing out. These men will stop you in your tracks and just try to talk. And I do. Sometimes I talk to them for a couple times, and I'm like, he is not even about nothing. But but you do it, you beautify yourself and you make yourself attractive, because one of these days you're going to meet a guy, you be like, you know what, actually he might be a good one, he might be a good catch.